good points. So here we've got something called the general to specific rule and the abstract concrete rule, and they're the same thing. So we'll just do this really briefly. This, let's just call it G to S, general to specific, and abstract to concrete. With English, I do this, and I think you can do it a little with your essay writing. I try to get people to think of the general stuff first. Like we were talking earlier about universal themes and concepts. Even if it's just one sentence at the beginning, before you hit that topic, and before you actually hit the sort of the 3 main points or whatever, one sentence on just a little bit bigger picture. For example, with this one on organic farming. For years, the world has been accustomed to conventional methods of farming with any alternatives being unheard of. It's not quite hitting the essay question and the 6 points or whatever yet. But it just kind of frames things into a bigger picture. It's a bit like with any good communication. You start with slightly general stuff first and then go into the specifics. It's a bit like a topic sentence. In fact, it's the same kind of rule, that it's just another way of saying, you know, the topic sentence and then your main points, or the introduction and your body. So this rule applies at several levels. You can apply it over the whole text. So you've got your introduction is going to be slightly more general. You're not going to put all your specific examples in the introduction. Can you see how that works? Your body paragraph will start with, so at the paragraph level, your body paragraph starts at the general. It kind of has a topic sentence, and then you go into the 3 main points. So you kind of already know this, yeah? And then your conclusion is the same thing. But I just want to make the connection between abstract and concrete. When you do general stuff, you tend to be more abstract. When you do specific stuff, it tends to be more concrete. What that means is you're going to when you do that general to specific writing, you're starting with the general, you're starting with the more abstract. You're demonstrating to your marker or your reader or the moderator that you've got a grasp of some of those big picture ideas. Do you know what I mean? So that's going to help. Hope that makes sense. And so the abstract is that sort of idea, conceptual level, and then you go into, okay, well the Bolsheviks, you know, were rallied together at this certain point, and it was a key moment. Speech of whatever, you know, Trotsky, etc., was a key moment in turning the tides of influence upon the people, etc. So the concrete then comes in later, and that's how you frame it. It's like a sandwich, though. So then, as you get closer to the end, you finish up, start to wind it up into the more general. It's a bit like your link sentence at the bottom of the paragraph, isn't it? Your topic sentence, then your link, which then links on together. And if you can kind of fuse the metaphor in there, it just makes the reading experience, it just kind of flows well. So that's that rule. Does that make sense? Okay, abstract concrete. And that can happen at all levels. You could probably even look at the sentence level, but we won't go there. Lastly, I want to cover a couple of grammatical tips, okay, and then we'll leave it there. So this particular tip, I'll give you 2. Okay, so I'll just call this fluency as in writing fluency. I'll look at 2, mostly 2, but and if we get time, we'll look at this, but so ing words, the proper phrase is participial clause. But this is enough to know. We're not talking about, there's different ways. English is complex in some ways. Ing can be used in all kinds of different ways, like running, I was walking. I'm talking about using it as a clause to add extra information without using those chunky and long-winded conjunctions like and because, and then, and after that. It's a really quick way to condense and condense your sentences and pack them in and make them more concise, which is what we want, isn't it? We want to be able to be concise. structure. Turn it on. Okay, so what this is, let's say you've got a sentence like, can you give me a very simple sentence with a Bolshevik? It can be nonsensical. Let's just say.
Stalin was the leader of the Bolsheviks during 1914.
Okay. Stalin.
Really? No.
Let's change that slightly. But
Let's change that majorly.
Stalin led what? He led the regime. He was leader of the regime, the communist. That was communism.
So we had Lenin. They always do this to me, Lawrence.
Yes, they do.
They try
the curveball, test you.
I think they learned Stalin first, and now that's all they care about.
Lenin
led the Bolsheviks.
He was the fearless leader of the Bolsheviks.
Okay.
Yeah, Lenin. All right, redeemed yourself.
Now let's not, let's just use this grammatically. So let's not analyse it historically. Lenin was the fearless leader of the Bolsheviks. Full stop. There's your sentence. That works. As a sentence, you've got Lenin, who's your participant or subject or topic, right? Was is your verb. Okay, and then you've got whatever he was, the fearless leader of the Bolsheviks. That's the description of who he was. Okay. So how do I add more verbs? Whoops, that's a strange name. Add verbs without using too many conjunctions. Okay, and that's what the ing form does. Let's put a comma here. Lenin was the fearless leader of the Bolsheviks. ing form. Serving to what? Serving to propel the movement. And that's kind of a metaphor, isn't it, for the boat driving through the sea. Something like that. To propel, let's just put the movement, make it simple. Towards, let's be more creative now. We know it's is now talking about movement. Okay? Movement towards its inevitable, something. Come on. Inevitable. Sorry? Township?
Yep.
Okay.
Or rise to power.
Rise to power. I was going to say something a bit more romantic, like inevitable destiny, but I think rise to power. Rise to power works. Let's not analyse the historicity anyway. I think that works. All right. Did you see what I did there? I didn't use an and to create the extra information. I moved the full stop further, but it's still one sentence. It's still concise. I used another verb. He serves to, that's the verb. Lenin served to propel movement forward. But you're not using because, you're not going then, after that, and or what happened next was. Serving to propel the movement towards its inevitable rise to power. Would you use something like that in your essay? Would that kind of, impress the market? And you can pack more information in. So that's how it works. That's simply how it works. The good thing about ing form is, for those who are a little bit nervous with their grammar, you just need to get that grammar right there in the main part of the sentence, and you can add ing form. You could add the two if you want, but it just gets a bit too complex. So not history, but let's just talk about my personal life. Mr. Lee clutching his stomach and stumbling down the stairs, eventually made it to the kitchen or the bathroom or whatever. You've got the ing form, two verbs, before you eventually make it your way to the final sentence. This can also be flipped, so you've got to know that ing form, up here, you can also flip it around if you wish. So how would that read? Can you read it with me together using serving first, and then the comma would come there, and the rest of you flip the elements of the sentence around. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Serving to propel the movement towards its inevitable rise to power.
That doesn't sound as good, does it? Because just the information order is not quite the same, but it works as a sentence. Okay, so that's that one. Should we cover another example, or just leave it there?
With the ing, or just different?
ing, yeah.
I think we got that.
Got that? And, oh, actually, no, I will give you one more, and this is, instead of talking about the topic, you're actually talking now about the argument. So, you're talking about us as readers, and we can use the ing form there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so you have this thing called ing, and you're adding verbs and making it concise. Well, now let's use this in terms of the engaging the audience. So, considering, now this is a simple way to do it, but you can make it more complex. Considering the above points, that's cheating. If you wanted to actually specifically mention a few things, considering the fact that Lennon and this, so we are analysing the situation. Let's do it simply here though, comma. Do we say we sometimes or not?
Yeah, it's better to do third person.
Yeah. Okay.
Or that's not first person like you
Yeah,
would
okay,
say
fine. Well, let's do it this way then. It is obvious. Now, I'm not saying this is the perfect sentence, but kind of this is what I'm talking about. ing form at the beginning. Considering the above points, it is obvious that the regime would only last a generation. I'm thinking North Korea now. But, alright, does that make sense? So, or here's another one. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it. You can sometimes put things like while and as, and it changes things up. If it doesn't quite flow using just ing, sometimes you just put as. So, whilst Bolsheviks were doing this, then you can say something else. So there's some other structures. Lastly, ed form. Alright, so we have Lenin. Let's do it here, but you could do it at the beginning of the sentence, the ed form right after you've mentioned the topic, Lenin, or you could do it at the end. But let's do it here. So Lenin, frustrated with the regime, refusal to, with that, the regime refusal, or the Tsar's refusal to engage with the population, let's put it that way. Okay, to engage in the dialogue. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit too fancy now. But let's just put that. Comma. Okay, so the main sentence is actually going to be something else. Lenin rallied the people. Let's just put it that way. As a means to let's just leave that open. So here's the sentence. You could read it this way as well. Lenin rallied the people together. Let's just put it that way. Okay, there's a full stop. But you could do it. Lenin rallied the people together, comma, frustrated with the Tsar's refusal to engage in the dialogue. That's the ed form. And often it comes with some kind of preposition. So here I'll list a couple of things for you. So in school sometimes we identify with the word annoyed with or at or something. Frustrated, surprised by. Can you see how this works? And you can just simply insert it in at the end of a sentence or at the beginning. Frustrated with the Tsar's refusal to engage in the dialogue, Lenin began to rally the people together, to develop a more grassroots response to the political situation. Alright, so that's that one there. And it can work quite well using both ing and ed together. So you've got a couple of things happening with Lenin. It starts to get complex, but that's the thing, you don't want to overdo it again. but you're making it concise and packing information into one sentence. Is that fair enough?